Bill 2289, and I believe last we left it by removing the contents of 2289 and inserting the contents of 2119. And we were back and forth, but we haven't made any changes to 2119 officially yet. So we're still on 2119 as it passed the House, from my understanding. And do you have another offer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do, and I'll go ahead and hand one of these out to everybody. And then I made a few extra copies so other people could have a copy as well as the revisers. I'll let you guys hand those out to anybody else that would like them in a copy. So our offer, again, remove the contents of 2289, add the Senate version as it passed out of Senate Commerce of House Bill 2119, the low-income housing tax credit, plus add a 5-year sunset. After doing a little bit of math, I believe that would sunset the program at the fiscal year end 2029. And then also to add the contents of both SB 51, the qualified data centers, and SB 52, the film tax credit, as passed by the Senate. And that would be our current Senate offer.
Okay. All right, so I know that my leadership has authorized me to negotiate on Senate Bill 51, but they're not willing to talk about Senate Bill 52. And I believe those amendments are still being reviewed. They're going to want some changes to Senate Bill 51. They're still being reviewed. I won't know until a little bit later what those are exactly. And then on the 2119 part, that is kind of what the offer was that you made last time, right? That was exactly what it was, okay. Can I ask the revisers about the estimated $8.8 million? Can you tell me how we came up with that?
That actually may be better a question for research or for possibly one of the conferees might have a little more information about. I think I might, it'd be better probably that I didn't try to explain that.
Senator, would you be able to explain where the 8.8?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So the amendment that passed in Senate Commerce eliminated the 4% program and kept the 9% program of LIHTC. It is estimated based on what has historically been used in that 9% program, that is about 8.8 million. So that's where that 8.8 comes from, is the historical context of the 9% credit and eliminating that 4% credit.
Okay, and research, can someone from research confirm that the 8.8 was an estimate and how we arrived at that?
The explanation that was given by Senator Owens is consistent with my understanding.
Is that because of the federal program, that's all they offered last year?
It's just, I believe it's that the credits for the 4% that have the public financing just tend to have bigger awards and are bigger projects.
You mind if we step out for a minute and talk about this?
Yeah, certainly.
We'll recess for 5 minutes. Okay, thanks for the time. So we still, we're going to have to delay discussions on Senate Bill 51 until I can get with leadership on it. They're still reviewing. The speaker's kind of tied up right now with the budget package that you all just sent us, so he's going through that thing. Yeah, so he's got his priorities right now is the budget, and then we'll address Senate Bill 51, but he is willing to negotiate on it, and he does have amendments for it. When it comes to Senate Bill or 2119 language, our concern with KHRC is they're kind of fast and loose with money. The 4% thing was uncapped, and it seems like anybody that applied for anything got it. We're concerned about spending $88 million a year. You know, the 8.8 over 10 years is 88 million, and each year it adds another 88 million in debt. We would be willing to accept the 8.8 million, but have it be written up to 8.8 million so that we don't ever exceed it. So the federal program expands, then this program will expand. And as you know, 2119 or that LIHTC started out with a $25 million fiscal note, but we did not realize it was 25 million times 10. And so the intent was to cut that down as much as we could. So we would like the language to read up to 8.8 million in awards each year. And then we would like the sunset to be in 3 years instead of 5. You guys can chew on that if you want. There was one more thing, I'm sorry. House Bill 2096 included a fix for rural housing tax or housing investor tax program where the tax credits aren't transferable for the first year, and they were meant to be transferred in the first year, but that's not how it was written. And so that bill had that fix in it, and we'd like to insert that fix into 2289 along with the 2119.
All right, if I may, Mr. Chairman, then why don't we recess until you call a new conference and you put together a counter proposal that delineates each of these items plus whatever amendments you suggest for 51? Would that be acceptable? And then we take up your counter proposal on all the items at that time?
That'd be perfect. You'll have to stay tuned on that. I've got to figure out how long this budget thing's going to take. But as soon as we're done on the floor with the budget, we'd be available, and then we'll wait for you if you're still on the floor.
We have caucus now, so.
Okay, so the next break that we're both out, we'll re-meet. Okay? Yes, go ahead.
What's the thinking behind 52? What's the problem with it?
I can't tell you. I don't have a problem with it. The leadership does. So I'm not authorized to discuss the film tax credit.
Can you ask him if?
I certainly will.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Okay.
So our schedule then would be to wait till after the end of the next round. And then we'll meet at that point. And then hopefully at that time you'll have is someone working on your amendments for 51?
So the amendments are completed, and we have a copy of them. He hasn't reviewed them and instructed me on how he wants to either put it in the same bill or a separate bill. So that's still kind of being thought out.